then finally I'm home. I'm changed. I'm running a bath. My bathroom's actually very nice. You know, just have a lot of stuff going on. Oh, and here's some.
We will come out of meditation and you'll go back into your daily life and daily routine.
Yeah, I have lots of Clarins products. Yeah, see, I
But
have
you'll
a.
release awareness,
That's an American boy.
full of stress.
I always have an American boy talking through the Amazon speakerphone. Because I don't like the noise outside the window. Speaking some form of Chinese. Speaking some form of Chinese sounds weird, and they don't say nice things. So I think maybe it's the constructions or it's the neighbors, but I guess maybe they go to bed at night, so it's a little quieter at night. But especially in the day, I have a speakerphone, and I have an American boy talking through it. You know, meditation or whatever, doesn't matter. So yeah, I changed back into home clothes, of course, unfortunately, without my Wolford body hugging. It's like Skims, you know, the undergarment. The Wolford, what do you call it? Without my Spanx, of course, I look kind of skinny. My boobs don't look as big as they do a few minutes ago, but at least I'm still okay, but I'm on the skinny side. You know, it doesn't matter because I'm only like 5'2", 3", so I could never be like a serious model or anything. I mean, I have a lot of friends who look like gorgeous models, um, you know, but I'm not tall enough. I have the right body shape, but not tall enough, and you know, I sit in the bathtub helps me diet because I don't like to eat when I'm in the bathtub. Um, so yeah, and then I put in like 2 cups of Epsom salts. The doctors say it doesn't do anything, but for me, when it's in the salt in the bath makes me feel better. You know, the pain is a little better. So I'm sure it's something in there. Magnesium, maybe it's the magnesium. I don't know. So, and then I picked up a couple bad habits. You know, I wasn't a big smoker before, now I am. I just went to Davidoff's before stopping by IKEA today. So today's like a rundown of my schedule. Stop by Davidoff's because they have one next door. So at least something to feel better right now in the bathtub, and then I'll be in bed by 10 or 11, and so I can get up early tomorrow. I called home. I call home once a day. I called home. I told my dad I'm going to bed early tonight. I did my reading. I did my errands today. So I told my parents I'm gonna, you know, make a go to bed early tonight, and then wake up early tomorrow for Ralph Lauren. Very, very excited. I mean, you know, anything. It's just nice, you know. I mean, of course, it feels really bad because I'm just stuck at home. I'm just sitting in my home and I'm watching videos. I don't get to physically be at the shows right now, not yet because of the pandemic. And my parents have to make sure I'm a good kid. If I am the good kid that they hope that they think I am, then maybe I can go after the pandemic to a couple of shows once in a while, living in New York. But until, you know, it calms down a bit out there, they're just gonna let me can only see it on the computer. And I take a lot of painkillers. 200 milligrams, Seroquel to help her to sleep, Lyrica for the pain. So it's I should use this time just to watch some shows, read a little, relax in the bathtub. My dad likes to use the term "sit pretty." He's been saying that since I was a teenager in boarding school. He said, "You shouldn't. I don't want to give you so much pocket money, spending money, um, because I just want you to sit pretty. You should just sit pretty at home." Although actually before I had more pocket money than I do now as a 41-year-old. Even when I was in boarding school in high school in Andover, I had more pocket money than I do now. I mean, I always had more pocket money than my sister, even when she went to in high school. She didn't get as much as I did, but I don't know why. But but now I have no spending money, $3,000 a month. They just don't want me to do anything but sit at home for the time being. Maybe they're really worried about the pandemic. I don't know. But I just can't wait for life to resume more normally again and be home in New York and stuff. Um, but yes, I feel very bad, and it's kind of pitiful, but and it's difficult because the noise is out there, the noise is out the window. They're always saying something in Chinese, which isn't. It's not a nice person talking out there, and I mean, this is Hong Kong, but for example, for me, I'll never be, I'll never be able to be like a mainland China girl, even if I really wished I could be a mainland China girl, you know, I couldn't. I couldn't be what I'm not. I went to when I was growing up in very early childhood in Hong Kong. Before high school, I grew up in Hong Kong. My parents do some business here. I went to a German school, and classes were taught in English, and half the kids were white boys, white little girls and boys from other countries whose dads came here to work for a while. Lots of Americans, people of all countries, not lots of Asians. So I didn't, I mean, my Chinese is okay, but it's I couldn't be a mainland China girl even if I wanted to be. When I went to high school in Andover, Massachusetts for boarding school, I met actual Chinese people for the first time, and they're the nicest, friendliest people, like exchange students coming from China, like Harbin, China, or whatever, coming from China in the 1990s, coming to Massachusetts for like a year or a couple months. I think it was like like exchange students. And they seemed like nice people. I didn't really get to know them, but it seemed to me I could never be one of them. I could never be a mainland China girl, even if I tried. Um, you know, uh, so all that means is, I'm having a bad time here, and I'd like to go home to the States. And I'm guessing it's up to my parents when I get to go back home to the States. But all I can do right now is, go on a bit of a diet, because, a couple pounds over the pandemic, and, I'd like to have a boyfriend eventually settle down in the States, so I'm scared I won't be pretty, you know, by my mid 40s when I get to see my old friends and stuff again. So that's why I work really hard at keeping my skin, eating mainly veggies, fruits, stuff like that. So yeah, it sucks to be me, but I guess I don't feel left behind though, because I get care packages. I get get the news, I get emails, and I guess in my teens and 20s, I did a lot in my teens and 20s. So I guess I did enough to make up for doing absolutely nothing, absolutely did nothing through my 30s. Um, hopefully that it'll make up for it, But yeah, I'll never be like a mainland China girl, even though it's a huge market now, 30% of luxury sales. Um, at least from last year, we don't know about this year. So but yeah, I could never. I mean, but then I went to art school in Hong Kong for a couple years. A couple years back in my mid 30s, I met the Chinese girls, and they're really cool. They're really nice, actually. They're really, really, really. Many of them are really cool. They can actually do customer service. They speak extremely good English. They're really good with people. Um, and you can speak kind of in a half Chinese, half English, kind of a hybrid. You can just speak half one language, half the other, and they do the same, and they pick it up, and they're really cool. They're really fast. They're really cool. They're really fast. They talk a whole lot. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect English. They don't care. They can get their point across. I can get mine. Um, so yeah, it's it's cool. If everything's I guess I'll be okay, but I'm feeling very sad right now. I'm stuck at home. I'm taking painkillers. My mom and dad limit my pocket money. It's just horrible. And of course, with the war, the pandemic going on, there has been some nastiness, some aggression. Not my friends and I, none of it coming from my friends and I, but a lot of aggression from places, well, outside the house. You can hear uh, bad things, bad people saying mean things, which I never do. I mean, I make videos almost every day now to say hi to old friends and stuff, and we never go there. We never talk, say mean things. So um, I'm all set. I mean, I'll continue kind of just sitting home and not doing much, but be able to get out of the house more often, and maybe see a show or two once in a while. Once the pandemic calms down and my parents feel safe enough. But, oh, I've been talking for over 10 minutes now. So I'm going to go take my bath now, and